I poisoned my mother's coffee that night, not with arsenic or some dramatic toxin from a spy novel, but with a slow-drip truth she'd buried for 20 years, the kind that eats at you from the inside, turning family into strangers. She choked on her first sip, not from the liquid, but from the Polaroid I slid across the table, the one showing her laughing with the man who'd ruined us both. And as her eyes widened, I leaned in close, whispering, "Pity's a hell of a flavor, Mom. Drink up." That's when the real feast began, the one where forks clattered and alliances shattered like cheap crystal on linoleum. It started 6 months earlier, in the sticky heat of a Cleveland summer, when the invitation arrived like a bad joke wrapped in lavender stationery. "Esther, darling," it read in Mom's looping script, "we're having a little gathering for Dad's birthday. Your presence would mean the world. Come if you can, don't overstay." No RSVP needed, because she knew I'd come crawling back. After all, that's what black sheep do in families like ours. We slink in from the cold, tails tucked, begging for scraps. But I wasn't begging anymore. I'd spent the last 5 years in a 6x8 cell upstate, courtesy of a plea deal that pinned my brother's sins on me like a scarlet letter. Embezzlement from the family hardware store, $200,000 siphoned off to fund his coke habit and that sleazy affair with his secretary. And me, the loyal sister who'd forged the checks to cover his tracks, thinking blood was thicker than ink. Turns out, it's thinner than water when the feds come knocking. I got out on good behavior, if you can call trading cigarettes for silence good. Parole officers said I was a model inmate. Quiet, kept my head down, volunteered in the library. What he didn't know was that those dog-eared true crime books weren't escapism, they were homework. I read about Ted Bundy charming his way through trials, about Jodi Arias playing the victim card until the jury cracked. Revenge isn't about swinging a bat in a dark alley, it's about rewriting the narrative, one whispered doubt at a time. So when Mom's letter hit my P.O. box in that rundown halfway house on Euclid Avenue, I didn't burn it. I framed it. Hung it on the wall next to my discharge papers, reminder that pity was the only invitation I'd ever get from the McAllisters. The drive down from Akron was a blur of Rust Belt decay, shuttered mills bleeding graffiti, billboards hawking Jesus and lotto tickets like they were the same gamble. I'd borrowed a beater from a guy named Rico, ex-con, tattooed knuckles, owed me for smuggling his letters in. "Make it count, S," he'd said, slapping the keys into my palm. "Families like yours? They deserve the reckoning." I nodded, but inside, I was already scripting the scene. Mom's house hadn't changed. That same split-level rancher in Shaker Heights, vinyl siding peeling like old skin, the American flag limp on its pole out front. It screamed middle-class denial, the kind where you pretend the '08 crash never gutted your savings and your son's trial didn't make the plain dealer front page. I pulled into the driveway at dusk, gravel crunching under tires worn bald. The garage door was open, Dad's ghost haunting the workbench, tools racked neat as his Navy days, even though cancer had claimed him 2 years back. Mom said it was a mercy killing, the chemo. I always wondered if she meant for him or her. Lights blazed from the kitchen window, silhouettes moving like actors in a bad sitcom. My brother, Tommy, and his wife, Lisa, blonde, Botoxed, the perfect suburban camouflage. And Aunt Rita, Mom's spinster sister, who baked pies laced with passive aggression. They were all there, the full McAllister circus, minus the clowns. Me, I was the ringmaster this time. The door swung open before I knocked, Mom's face a mask of practiced warmth. 62 and holding, thanks to Pilates and denial. Her hair was that ash blonde bob, pearls at her throat like armor. "Esther," she said, air-kissing my cheek, "you look well-rested." Translation, skinny, strung out, a parolee shadow of the girl who'd aced AP Calc. I hugged her back, inhaling the Chanel No. 5 that hadn't changed since I was 10. "Wouldn't miss it, Mom. Dad's big 7'5". She pulled away, eyes flicking to the duffel at my feet. "Just the weekend, right? We wouldn't want to impose." Impose. The word hung there, polite poison. I smiled, teeth bared just enough. "Of course. In and out, like always. She led me inside, the screen door slapping shut behind us like a judge's gavel. The living room was a time capsule, floral couch sagging under Afghans, Dad's recliner dethroned by a stack of unread Field and Streams. Tommy lounged on the ottoman, nursing a highball, his guts spilling over khakis that cost more than my monthly check. 5 years older, but he'd aged like milk, crow's feet from squinting at spreadsheets, or maybe from dodging my calls from lockup. Sis, he drawled, standing to clap my shoulder. Long time. You bring any of that prison wine. Lisa tittered from the love seat, her laugh a tinkling bell on meth. Tommy, be nice. Esther's been through. Well, you know. I knew. Oh, I fucking knew. The secret we'd all sworn to bury. Tommy's little side hustle, the one that tanked the store and sent me up the river. Mom had lawyered up, spun the yarn that I was the mastermind, jealous, desperate, cracking under student loans. Tommy got immunity for cooperating, which meant ratting me out in exchange for a suspended sentence and community service at the local Kiwanis. I'd signed the plea to keep the family name clean, whispering, I love you, to him through the jailhouse glass as the cuffs clicked. Blood thicker, right? Bullshit. Dinner was pot roast and small talk, the kind that skirts landmines. Aunt Rita prattled about her bridge club, Lisa cooed over ultrasound pics, baby number 2, a boy this time, to carry on the McAllister legacy. Tommy shoveled food, eyes on his phone, probably checking crypto, or whatever scam he was running now. Mom presided, carving the meat with surgical precision. Esther, she said midway through, fork poised, tell us about your job prospects. The table went quiet, forks scraping china like nails on chalkboard. I wiped my mouth, slow, savoring the moment. Reception at a temp agency. Answering phones, mostly. Folks who need someone to take messages they don't want to hear. Tommy snorted into his napkin. Sounds about right. Mom shot him a look, then turned back to me, her voice dropping to that confessional octave. We're inviting you out of pity, Esther. Don't stay long. We love you, but life's moved on. There it was, the hook in my gut, twisted just to watch me bleed. Lisa gasped theatrically. Aunt Rita clucked her tongue. Tommy just grinned, that same shit-eating one from our backyard forts. But I smiled back, knowing what came next. The Polaroid was burning a hole in my bra, the one I dug up from Dad's old lockbox, the day after his funeral. Mom, 20 years younger, arms around a stranger in a motel parking lot, the kind with neon vacancy signs. The man? Uncle Ray, Dad's partner in the store, the one who'd disappeared after the books didn't add up. Not Tommy's doing, hers. She'd been skimming long before my brother touched a dime, funding her girls' weekends in Vegas. Dad found out, confronted her, and Ray bolted with the evidence. Heart attack 6 months later, stress they called it. I'd taken Tommy's fall to protect her secret, thinking it was just once. But it was the family rot, layer after layer. I pushed back my chair, the legs screeching like a confession. Pity, huh? That's rich, coming from you. Mom's face paled, fork clattering. Esther, what? I pulled the photo free, slapping it down amid the mashed potatoes. Recognize the happy couple? Or should I say the thieves? Gasps rippled, Tommy's glass tipping, red wine blooming like blood on the cloth. Lisa clutched her pearls, fake like everything else. Aunt Rita crossed herself, muttering about the devil in details. You think this is about Tommy? I laughed, low and jagged. He's a piker. This goes back to Ray, to the money you two bled from Dad while he rotted on that couch. Mom's mouth opened, closed, a fish on dry dock. Lies. Esther, you're unhinged. Prison broke you. But her eyes darted to the photo, the truth gnawing free. Tommy leaned forward, face thunderous. What the hell, S? You trying to tank us all over some ghost story? The room spun into chaos, Lisa herding Aunt Rita toward the den, whispers of call the cops, and poor baby's ears. Mom stood, trembling, pointing at the door. Get out. Now. But I didn't budge. This was just the appetizer. The real poison? The USB drive in my pocket, copies of bank statements I'd bribed a hacker for, Rico's cousin, cheap and thorough. 20 years of transfers, laundered through Ray's shell companies. Enough to bury her, maybe even reopen Dad's case as wrongful death. Stay long, I echoed, voice silk over steel. Mom, I'm just getting started. As the night fractured, I slipped upstairs to freshen up, locking the bathroom door against the muffled shouts below. Splashing water on my face, I stared into the mirror, hollow cheeks, eyes like chipped flint. 5 years inside had honed me, turned grief to grit. Downstairs, Tommy was yelling about lawsuits, Lisa sobbing into her phone. Mom's voice cut through, sharp as a switchblade. We end this now, or we all go down. End it? They'd tried that with me. Now, it was my turn to rewrite the will. Morning broke gray and grudging, the kind of Ohio dawn that seeps through curtains like regret. I hadn't slept, curled on the guest room twin, ears tuned to the house's creaks and whispers. Footsteps padded past at 2 a.m., then a door clicked shut, Tommy sneaking to the den for a smoke, or maybe to shred files. By 6, the coffee pot gurgled, Mom's ritual armor against the world. I waited until the scent wafted up, then descended, duffel slung over shoulder like a shield. No dramatic exit yet. Revenge is a slow burn, not a flash fire. Kitchen was war-zone light. Dishes stacked crooked, the Polaroid gone. Tucked in Mom's apron pocket, no doubt. She stood at the sink, back rigid, scrubbing a pan that gleamed too clean. Coffee's fresh, she said without turning. Neutral ground, like we were discussing weather, not the bomb I dropped. I poured a mug, black as my mood, sliding onto a stool at the island. Sleep well? Petty, but it stung. She snorted, a sound I'd never heard from her. Like a baby. You? Her eyes met mine in the window's reflection, puffy, red-rimmed. Victory tasted bitter, like grounds in weak brew. Tommy shuffled in next, hair greased back, tie askew for his morning meeting. Broker now, peddling real estate to suckers in Beechwood. Family powwow, he announced, grabbing keys from the hook. Mom, you coming? Lisa's got the kid, but we need to strategize. Strategize. Cute. Like I was the enemy at the gates, not the sister they'd sacrificed. Mom hesitated, glancing at me. Esther stays out of it. I sipped slow, letting the silence stretch. Out of what? The cover-up 2.0? Or just pretending Ray didn't exist? His face darkened, vein pulsing in his temple. The tell from poker nights, back when we were kids fleecing neighbors. You don't know shit, S. That photo? Forged. Mom's been clean since Dad. Liar but smooth. He'd always been the charmer, the one who talked teachers out of FS, girls into back seats. I pulled the USB from my pocket, dangling it like a noose. Then this won't scare you. Statements, transfers, your inheritance fund, funneled through Ray's LLC. Dated 03. Before your little joyride. Tommy froze, hand midway to the fridge. Mom spun, suds dripping. Where did you? Rico's guy. $50 and a favor. I leaned back, casual as a cat with cream. But hey, if it's nothing, call my bluff. Shred it. I'll walk. The lie hung there. I'd emailed backups to a burner account, time to drop if I ghosted. Tommy's jaw worked, gears grinding. This is blackmail, you psycho bitch. Mom gasped, but there was steel in it, pride, not shock. Thomas McAllister language. Then to me, what do you want, Esther? Money? The house? It's not enough to destroy us. I set the mug down, deliberate. Want? I wanted a mother who fought for me, not a brother who framed me. But since that's off the table. Pause for effect, watching her crumble. I want truth. At Dad's grave. Today. Spill it all, or this hits the prosecutor's desk by noon. Tommy laughed, brittle. You're bluffing. Cops won't touch cold cases. But his eyes flicked to Mom, begging her to back him. She didn't. We'll do it, she whispered. For your father. Lie again, she meant for herself. But it was a crack in the facade, and I'd pry it wide. The cemetery was a 10-minute drive, mist cloaking the headstones like forgotten sins. Dad's plot overlooked the Chagrin River, simple marker. Beloved husband, father. 1950 to 2020. No epitaph for the man who'd built empires from nails and sweat, only to watch them rust. We parked in silence, Tommy shotgun, me exiled to the back like a naughty kid. Mom carried lilies, white, funeral fresh, her heels sinking in the sod. He loved this spot, she said, kneeling to arrange them. Peaceful. Tommy hung back, phone out, pretending to check emails. I stood close, voice low. Start talking, Mom. Ray, the affair, the money. Why'd you let me take the fall? She straightened, dirt on her knees, eyes hard as quartz. Ray was a mistake. Your father worked me to death, store mornings, kids' nights.
He was. Kind.
Listened.
Kind.
The word curdled. Dad had been distant, yeah, buried in ledgers, but he built swing sets with us, cheered at my debate meets.
Ray?
I'd met him once, slick suit, cologne like cheap ambition. Kind enough to steal? The books showed discrepancies back in '99. You two siphoning for investments that went bust. She flinched but didn't deny. It was small at first. Then the market crashed. We needed to fix it. Tommy stepped forward, voice a hiss. Enough, Mom. She's twisting it. But she waved him off, a queen dismissing a fool.
No, Thomas.
She deserves this.
Deserves.
Like scraps from the table. When Ray panicked, he framed a supplier, faked invoices. Your father suspected, confronted us. Heart gave out before he could prove it. Suspected. The word she'd fed me post-funeral, why I'd covered for Tommy without question.
And me?
You let the feds think I was the crook to bury Ray's trail. Tears tracked her powder. You were strong, Esther. Always the fixer. Tommy was fragile. Fragile. My laugh echoed off the stones. Tommy's fists clenched. Bullshit. You threw her under to save your ass. The flip, him turning on her, opportunistic as ever. Mom whirled. I saved us all. The store, your future, Lisa's ring, that down payment. He sneered. Yeah, and I saved you by keeping quiet. But us here? She was collateral. The air crackled, secrets spilling like rain. I watched, heart pounding. Not joy, but a hollow justice. Collateral, I echoed. Like Dad. We stood there, the three of us, ghosts among the graves. A groundskeeper puttered by, mower humming oblivious. Mom touched the stone, voice breaking. Forgive me, Jack. I loved you in my way.
Loved.
Past tense, like a closed account. Tommy kicked a clod of dirt. This changes nothing, S. You send that drive? We all fry. Threat or plea? His eyes begged, the brother-eyed bandaged knees for. I pocketed the USB. Maybe. Or maybe I let karma sort it. Back at the house, Lisa waited with pie and platitudes, oblivious to the battlefield we'd traversed. Everything okay? You look intense. Intense. Understatement of the decade. Tommy retreated to the garage, wrenching on his Beamer like it owed him money. Mom poured wine, Merlot, Dad's favorite, her hand steady now, resolve hardening. What now, Esther? She asked, glasses clinking. You hold this over us forever? I swirled the stem, burgundy catching light. Forever's a long time. But yeah, until it hurts like it hurt me. That night, the house thrummed with tension, walls paper thin. I heard them plotting, Tommy's low growl, Mom's clipped retorts. We pay her off. She's not for sale. Then we fight.
Fight.
The word ignited something feral. By midnight, I was in Dad's study, flashlight probing drawers for relics. Found it under loose floorboard. A ledger, handwritten, Ray's scrawl tallying debts. And taped inside a letter, Dad's, to me. Esther girl, if you're reading this, forgive your old man. The store's poison. Run while you can. Unsent, dated a week before he died. Poison. The metaphor landed like a gut punch. Downstairs, the back door creaked, Tommy, slipping out for meat? I followed, silent as smoke, heart hammering. Streetlights buzzed, casting pools of yellow on parked cars. He ducked into a sedan 2 doors down, engine purring low. I hailed an Uber, Rico's Connect, discreet, and tailed him to a dive bar on Lee Road, neon, open, flickering like a dare. Inside, haze and jukebox blues. Tommy at a booth, facing a guy in leather, tats snaking up his neck, the kind you earn in county. Ex-partner? Muscle for hire? I slid into shadows, nursing a soda, ears straining over Springsteen's wail. She's got the files, Tommy muttered, sliding an envelope. Need it handled. Quiet. The guy, Vince from the name patch, counted bills slow. Family's messy. 100 more, it's done.
Done.
As in, me gone. Blackmail my ass. They were escalating to Barry. Rage boiled, hot and clarifying. I slipped out, Uber back, mind-racing plots.
Confront?
No. Too direct. Let it play. Turn their weapon on them. By dawn, I'd emailed the ledger scan to Aunt Rita, neutral ground, the family conscience. Read this. Then decide. Sunday brunch was a farce, mimosas fizzing like false cheer. Lisa fluttered about, flipping pancakes, her baby bump a shield against the storm. Esther, try the bacon, crispy, just how Dad liked. Dad. The invocation hung, accusatory. Mom picked at eggs, eyes shadowed. Tommy nursed coffee, jaw set like concrete. No one mentioned the grave, the ledger, the threat lurking in my pocket. But the air hummed, electric with unsaid. Aunt Rita arrived late, pie in hand, apple, lattice crust perfect, her face a thundercloud. Evelyn, she said to Mom, voice tight, we need to talk. Alone. The kitchen cleared like a sinking ship. Lisa to the yard with the toddler, Tommy to his calls, me to the porch swing, rocking slow. Rita's voice carried, muffled but sharp. Jack knew, Ev. The letter. How could you? Mom's reply, a sob-choked whisper. I protected us. Ray was gone. The money repaid. Repaid? With my freedom? Rita's gasp. You let Esther rot for your sins. And Thomas enabling it. Footsteps stormed out. Rita burst onto the porch, spotting me. You sent it. God, child, you're braver than they deserve. Brave or broken? The line blurred in sunlight slanting through maples. Aunt Rita, you always said truth sets you free. She sank beside me, arthritic hands twisting a napkin.
Free, yes.
But at what cost? Your mother's not evil, Esther, just scared. Widowed young, clinging to scraps. Scraps. The family fortune, whittled to this. A house mortgaged twice, Tommy's charm masking debt. Scared enough to frame her daughter? Rita sighed, eyes distant. The McAllisters, we bend truth like rebar. Your gran did it with Grandpa's war stories, your mom with the store audits.
Gran.
The steel magnolia, who'd baked cookies laced with bourbon, whispering ladies don't apologize, while patching Dad's skin knees. Legacy of lies, handed down like heirlooms. Rita patted my knee. What now? You can't unring this bell. I smiled, thin. Bell's echo, Aunt.
Leche.
She left soon after, hugging fierce. Call me anytime. Her pie untouched, a silent rebuke. Afternoon dragged, tension coiling tighter. Tommy cornered me in the hall, breath scotch sour. Whatever game you're playing, end it. Vince is on payroll, old debts. Threat wrapped in brotherly concern. I met his gaze, unflinching.
Vince?
The neck tat from Lock 4? Tell him hi from cell block C. Bluff, he didn't know I'd clocked the meat, but it landed. His eyes widened, then narrowed. You think you're tough? Prison made you paranoid, not smart. He shoved past, shoulder checking hard. Bruise forming, but I didn't flinch. Pain was old friend. Mom called us in for family time. Board games of all ironies. Monopoly, Dad's favorite. The irony thick as the deeds piling up. Tommy as banker, naturally, doling out cash with smirks. Pay up, S. Rent's due. I landed on boardwalk, his hotel gleaming. Can't pay? Mortgage it. Lisa giggled, naive buoy in the undertow. Mom watched, fingers drumming, then snapped. Enough. This isn't funny. Tommy's laugh died. What's not? Life's a game. Winners take all. I slid my token forward, voice casual. Winners like Ray? Or you flipping properties while I flipped burgers in gray? The board flipped literal, Tommy's hand slamming down, pieces scattering like fleeing rats. God damn it, Esther, he roared, face apoplectic. Lisa yelped, scooping tokens. Mom stood, voice whip crack. Thomas.
Out. Now.
He stormed the door, keys jangling. Fuck this family. I'm done. Gone in a squeal of tires, leaving silence to settle like dust. Mom sank to the carpet, amid the chaos, head in hands. Why, Esther? Why tear it open? I knelt, close enough to smell her fierce sweat. Because you did first. The plea deal, your idea, right?
Protect the boy, you said.
I was just the spare. She looked up, eyes feral. You were complicit. Forging those checks. For you, I cut in. To cover Ray's trail after Dad died. Tommy's mess was the cherry on top. Her laugh, hollow. Complicit.
Yes.
We all are.
Confess in whom, saw.
Lisa hovered, awkward. I'll clean up. But Mom waved her off, rising like a phoenix from ash.
No.
Esther's right. Time to own it. She fetched the Polaroid from her purse, ripping it slow, deliberate. Ray's dead, car wreck '09. Heart couldn't take it, like Jack's.
Dead.
The word unlocked something, relief, rage, and the money?
Gone.
Gambled mostly. What was left? I gave to Tommy's defense. Defense. For framing me. The loop tightened, choking. So I serve for ghosts. She nodded, tears carving canyons in makeup. I'm sorry, baby. God, so sorry.
Sorry.
The word I'd craved in visiting hours, scrawled on cards that never came. I stood, legs numb. Sorry doesn't buy back years. But as I turned away, she grabbed my wrist, fierce, unyielding. Stay. Fight with us, not against. We can fix this.
Fix.
The siren song of family, luring you back to the rocks. Part of me yearned. The girl who'd set the table for holidays, dreamed of law school till the cuffs came. But the woman I'd become? She saw the trap. Unite now, splinter later, same cycle. Fix how? By lying to the parole board? To Lisa's kid? Mom's grip tightened. By truth.
Partial, anyway.
Tommy confesses his part. Community again, maybe.
You.
We say you were coerced.
Coerced.
By her, unspoken. I pulled free, gentle. Too late. The drive's with Rita. She's got a notary friend. Affidavits by Tuesday. Her face crumpled, but fire sparked. You destroy us for spite? Spite? No, justice, jagged and overdue. Call a balance. Dusk fell as I packed, duffel heavier with ghosts.
L'Isaac Noqued? Tentative? Esther?
Tommy called, upset.
Said.
Be careful. Careful. Warning or plea. I sipped the bag, meeting her eyes, wide, guileless. Always am, Lise. Protect that boy of yours. She nodded, swallowing. We never meant, you know.
Knew.
The family curse. Intent absolving action. Night drive back to Akron. Taillights blurring in rain. Phone buzzed Rita. Files safe. Confronting Evelyn tomorrow. You're brave, girl.
Brave.
Or vengeful. The line blurred as headlights pierced sheets of water. Halfway home, another ping. Unknown number. Vince says hi. Watch your back. Tommy's doing, or Mom's desperation. Paranoia prickled, but I floored it. Wipers slapping rhythm. At the halfway house, Rico waited on the stoop, cigarette glowing. How'd it go? I slumped beside him, handing a 20 for smokes. Broke him open. Now they break me. He chuckled gravelly.
Nah.
You broke the mold. What's next? Next. The question gnawed as I crashed, dreams tangled. Dad's ledger, Mom's tears, Tommy's sneer. Dawn brought clarity. Email to the prosecutor's tip line anonymous. McAllister fraud, 2003 to 2020. See attached. No names, just docs. Let the dominoes fall. Monday blurred. Temp shift. Phones ringing off hook. Debt collectors, wrong numbers. Echoes of my life. Evening, news alert. Shaker Heights businesswoman questioned in cold fraud case. Mom's face, pixelated, stepping into a Crown Vic heart stuttered. Too soon? Rita's doing or my tip. Phone rang, Tommy. You bitch. Cops at the house. Lisa's freaking. Voice cracked, not rage, fear. What do you want? Want. The abyss stared back. Nothing. Anymore. The fallout hit like a nor'easter, winds howling through Shaker Heights, uprooting the tidy lies. By Tuesday, the plain dealer ran front page. Family hardware heiress faces embezzlement charges. Daughter's prison bid linked. My name in bold. Photo from the mugshot database. Haunted eyes. Hair hacked short. Co-workers at the temp agency whispered, boss sent me home early. Personal day, Esther.
Sort your stuff. Stuff.
The McAllister mess, spilling onto my fresh start like oil on water. Rico drove me to the courthouse, beater rattling over potholes. You cool? He asked, eyeing the rear view. Cool? Nerves jangled like loose change, but resolve held. Peachy. Just tying bows. Inside, the lobby buzzed. Reporters milling, coffee scent stale. Mom's arraignment. Misdemeanor fraud, they said, but the noose tightened with each affidavit. Rita sat front row, back straight, her presence a silent indictment. Tommy slouched beside Lisa, arm around her like a prop. No seat for me. I leaned against marble, invisible. The judge, stern, spectacled, banged gavel, reading charges dry as dust. Mom stood, pearls swapped for a pantsuit, chin high. Not guilty, she stated, voice steady. But her eyes found mine in the crowd, pleading forgive? A fight? The courtroom emptied slow, flashbulbs popping. Tommy barreled out, spotting me. This your masterpiece, he snarled, close enough for spit. Lisa tugged his sleeve, whispering cameras. I smiled, cool as courthouse AC. Masterpiece?
Nah.
Just the credits rolling. He lunged, half-hearted, caught by a bailiff's glare. You ruined us, S. For what? Dad's ghost. Ruined. The word echoed my cell nights, staring at cinderblock, tallying lost degrees, lovers, life. Ruined? You built this, Tommy. I just lit the match. He deflated, shoulders slumping. Mom's selling the house. Lisa's leaving. Leaving. The fracture I'd craved, now sour.
Good.
Start over clean. But as he walked away, kid in tow, something twisted. Pity? For the brother who'd been my hero once, before the lines blurred. Rita found me outside, rain pattering on her umbrella. She wants to see you. Before the hearing proper. See me. The prodigal returned, or the pariah crowned. I nodded, numb. Holding cell was antiseptic gray, Mom behind, plexiglass, phone heavy in hand. Esther. No, darling, just my name, stripped bare. You did it. Accusation or awe? I pressed palm to glass.
Had to.
For Dad. For me. She nodded, slow.
Ray.
It started innocent. Dinners, then debts. Jack found the ledger. Threatened divorce. I panicked, pushed him during the argument. Not hard, but his heart.
Pushed.
The word detonated. Manslaughter, not stress. The secret's core, rotten. You killed him. Whisper, but it boomed. Tears welled. Hers and mine.
Accident. But yes.
That's why the cover. Ray took the fall, fled. Then Tommy's mess. I couldn't lose you both.
Lose.
As if I'd been cargo, not daughter. Rage surged, hot. You lost me the day you signed that plea. She sobbed, receiver shaking. Forgive me, please. Forgive. The holy grail of family feuds dangled like bait. I hung up, the click final as a vault door. Outside, rain lashed, soaking through.
Rico Aid Kerfsaid.
Done.
Done.
But hollow, like a gutted fish. Weeks blurred. Mom's trial. Plea to fraud. 5 years suspended. Silver connections. Rita's testimony painting her remorseful widow. Tommy copped his share. Probation. Divorce papers filed. The store? Auctioned. Proceeds to victims, me included. A check for $50K. Blood money and signed. I cashed it. Bought a studio in Tremont. Loft with river view. Blank canvas. Nights I wrote. Not memoirs, but letters to Dad. Burning them on the fire escape. Ash swirling like absolution. But the twist came unbidden. A month post-verdict. Package at my door. Manila, no return. Inside, the ledger, Dad's, annotated in Mom's script. Jack, forgive. It was for us. And taped, a cassette, voice recorder, grainy. Her confession, full. The push, Ray's flight. The frame on Tommy's supplier before me. If you're hearing this, Evelyn's free. Dad's voice rasped, post-diagnosis. But truth's heavier. Esther, girl, don't carry it. Burn it.
Burn.
He'd known. Recorded for leverage, then hidden. Why send now? Postmark, Shaker Heights.
Rita. Or.
Phone rang unknown. Vince's gravel. Your bro paid up. But the old man? He wired me once. Said protect the girl.
Protect.
Dad's ghost. Outsourcing guardianship to a thug? Laughter bubbled. Manic.
Tommy?
No, Mom, from county, one call aloud. Esther? It's me. Voice thin, but fierce. The tape, yours now.
End it. End.
But how? Leak it, she'd serve real time. Manslaughter, 20 plus. Bury it, and the cycle spins. Lies beget lies. Climax hit that night, alone with wine and ghosts. Play the tape. Dad's coughs, Mom's pleas, recorded secret. I pushed you, Jack. God, the look. His reply. We all push Chev. But Esther, she's clean. Let her fly.
Clean.
The word undid me. Sobs racking. Controversial calculus. Justice for Dad meant orphaning myself further, jailing the woman who'd birthed me. Mercy? Let her rot in regret. Free but chained. I chose the gray. Mailed the tape to Rita with note. Transcribe. Donate to Innocence Project Anonymous. Partial truth, sparking debate in news cycles. McAllister matriarch. Victim or villain? Forums lit up. Pity for the widow. Scorn for the enabler. Tommy called once. Saw the story. You win. Win? Pyrrhic at best. We all lose, bro. But maybe the kid gets better. Ending? Not happy, not tragedy, liminal like Ohio fog. I started law school nights, pro bono for ex-cons, turning scars to scalpels. Mom wrote monthly, no replies needed. Proud of you always.
Proud. Late.
But seeds sprout in cracked concrete. And on Dad's would-be birthday, I drove back, not for pity, but peace. Place lilies whispered. Miss you, old man. We're even. As gravel crunched away, rear view shrinking the rancher, I smiled. Real this time. Knowing what came next. Not revenge, but reckoning.
Mine.